It's Friday, September 25th, and it's time for your Barbados Today morning news update. The decision of the General Secretary of the Barbados Workers' Union to enter active politics gets the full backing of her predecessor, Sir Roy Trotman. In fact, the veteran trade unionist says he's ready to return to the political platform to speak on Senator Tony Moore's behalf. Moore will contest the upcoming by-election for the St. George North constituency on a Barbados Labour Party ticket following the retirement of a Member of Parliament Glenn Clark, which takes effect on September 30th. Sir Roy, who represented the Democratic Labour Party in the St. Michael Central constituency between 1986 and 1994, tells Barbados Today he expects Moore to win the by-election. He believes the move will give Labour greater representation.
I think it's a great thing that we now have somebody coming forward and being ready, courageous enough to speak for and on behalf of the working man and the working woman in all aspects of our need to improve the quality and the standard of our lives. I'm proud that she is offering herself, and she can count on my full support. I have been pleased to watch her grow. I'm pleased that I had the chance to speak to her on the matter. I am proud to be able to present her at some stage during this exercise. I will be happy to say a word on her behalf.
The Democratic Labour Party has not fallen out of favour with the people of Barbados. That's according to the party's outgoing General Secretary, Gyson Mayers, who disclosed that there has been a significant increase in new membership following the DLP's devastating 13-0 defeat in the 2018 general election. Speaking at a press conference yesterday, Mayers said despite having no representation in Parliament, Barbadians still saw the DLP as the most viable alternative to the ruling Barbados Labour Party. He said he believed one of the reasons for the rising interest was the fact that Barbadians were not satisfied with the direction of the Mia Mottley-led administration.
I know that the feedback coming through is that people believe that Barbadians are having buyer's remorse. And a lot of persons are trying to make sure that this party is ready to face any challenge and any opportunity that is presented to it. I think a number of young people believe that they can do no worse than what they're seeing in the current administration and believe they can do better. And they will not have the opportunity to have the voice that they think they need to have in Barbados outside of the Democratic Labour Party. Barbados is now in a position where we have other offerings, alternative parties, yet the general sentiment seems unmistakably to be that the Democratic Labour Party is still the alternative to the Barbados Labour Party. And people who think that they can offer something to the country will seek out the Democratic Labour Party. And I think that is what we are seeing.
Regarding this weekend's annual general conference, both mayors and outgoing First Vice President Irene Sadniford Garner announced they would not be seeking re-election. Mayors said voting on party posts would be held today and Saturday, and the results announced on Sunday.
We have only two persons contesting the position of president, and that is the current president, who is running again, and George Pilgrim, who has publicly indicated that he is challenging for that position. We have 15 persons who have offered themselves to be vice presidents, of which only 4 will be selected. 4 persons have offered themselves to replace me as General Secretary, 3 persons as Assistant General Secretary, 4 persons are contesting the post of Treasurer, and 29 persons are seeking to fill out the General Council arm of the party. The COVID considerations have influenced what we are doing greatly. This year, we are going to have a cutoff of 175 persons who can be in physical attendance. We expect others to be online, and we expect to be able to transmit the signal of what is going on here electronically as well.
Another family is in mourning as a result of gun violence. The latest family is that of 38-year-old Randy Selman, a popular nut vendor from Golden Rock, The Pine, St. Michael, who lost his life on Wednesday night after being shot in the head. Our Kareem Smith visited his community and tells us more.
Hours after the shooting, Corrine Selman Hart, the grieving mother of Randy Nutman Selman, expressed frustration about the reckless killing of her hard-working son. She said that on Wednesday evening, Randy came home in good spirits after a full day of work on the corner of Pine Hill Road and Pine Plantation Road, where he sold a variety of nuts and fruits. He was in his front yard drinking a beer when residents were sent scattering by the sound of gunfire. Moments later, the father of two was found crouching motionlessly outside in a pool of blood. He was eventually pronounced dead at the Queen Elizabeth Hospital.
All my son would do is do good for people. If you tell my son something that he don't like, all my son would do is smile. He ain't gonna say nothing, he could just smile. My son was a good man, a unique fella, take care of me. If he ain't hurting me, he look out for me. But my son made sure anymore that he could healthy food for me. My son made sure any day come that he could healthy food and make sure that yes, I have eat some you're a young girl, you get it all you can eat a foolish food like when you young people eat it, you gotta eat proper. Cause when you get all this meat, I gotta take care of you. I don't like I'm married my child, my child baby.
The grieving mother also recalled her son's journey as a 15-year-old boy, disillusioned with school, but determined to build a life for himself and his family.
I just get paid. They put money around the hand and tell Randy, go and buy your own nuts and sell it. That's how Randy start selling his nuts by that corner. And then come now, Randy work through selling nuts and he says school the children. His daughter went through St. to Queen's College. The son went to St. Leonard's. Now the daughter at UE and the son at SJPP going to do mechanical engineering. And they contact my child from my children and from me.
For many others in the community, Wednesday's shooting was just another episode in a seemingly never-ending nightmare for Golden Rock residents. The incident has sparked fresh calls for tougher measures from law enforcement, along with the erection of a police outpost in the area. Reporting for Barbados Today, I am Kareem Smith.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Barbados Today, news you can trust.
To news from our regional neighbors, education officials from another Caribbean country expressed concern about the recently released CXC results. Barbados' Education Minister Cynthia Bradshaw has already called on the council to urgently investigate the disputed results. Now her colleague in Guyana has contacted the institution on the issue following widespread complaints. Gordon Mosley of News Source Guyana tells us more in this report.
With more students and teachers voicing their concern over the results from this year's CXC examinations, the Ministry of Education has registered its dissatisfaction with the apparent poor grading of students at the 2020 CSEC and CAPE examinations. In a statement, the Education Ministry said it is concerned that there seems to be discrepancies with the grades that were awarded in particular subject areas to students across the country. Minister of Education Priya Manik Chan has since contacted the CXC registrar to officially register the concerns on behalf of students and their parents and teachers.
Last night, very late, I spoke to Dr. Wayne Wesley. He's the registrar of CXC, and I expressed our deep concerns about what was unfolding, and we didn't even have all the information at that time. I was on a Zoom call with Queen's College and their students and teachers way past 11 o'clock. I think they had a meeting going. They have other schools who have called into us. We know that Linden has concerns. We know that New Amsterdam has concerns, St. Rose's, Wakenham. It's just widespread. It's ridiculous.
And finally, the COVID-19 pandemic is simply out of control, having killed nearly 1 million people around the world and infected over 30 million more. That's according to United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres, who believes it's due to a lack of international cooperation and unity on the matter. He made the comments during a virtual meeting of the UN Security Council.
COVID-19 is casting a dark shadow across the world, but it is also a warning that must spur us to action. We have no choice. Either we come together in global institutions that are fit for purpose, or we will be crushed by divisiveness and chaos.
That's news. But for the very latest, visit us at www.barbadostoday.bb. You can also subscribe to our e-paper, email updates, or like us on Facebook, and sign up for our breaking news alerts via WhatsApp. We're also on Izumi Media in bus terminals, as well as screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you. And you can also hear us on Mix 96.9 FM and Capital Media HD 99.3 FM.